It's 11:59 at Radio Free America, and this is Uncle Sam with music and the truth until dawn. Right now, I've got a few words for some of our brothers and sisters in the occupied zone. The chair is against the wall. The chair is against the wall. John has a long mustache. John has a long mustache. It's 12 o'clock, Americans, another day closer to victory. And for all of you out there on and behind the lines, this is your song.
And welcome everybody to our daily gun show. Come be live every weeknight at midnight Eastern. We talk about guns for an hour. Tonight is just me and Psycho Camp. Psycho's jumping in from Connecticut. Thanks for joining.
Hey, thanks for asking.
You bet. And then I'm down here in Tucson, and we were live. Yeah, today's Monday. We do this show every weeknight. However, on Sunday, they were basically liquidating the J.M. Davis Museum. They're going out of business. Everything must go. And they were just giving stuff away basically on the streets. So we turned on the live stream and watched them basically give away a bunch of guns on auction yesterday. And what we watched pretty much the whole beginning. I think I started to fall asleep at the end there, but it was 6 hours, 5-something hours. Of watching them do the auction. And then I did fall asleep. I think we went off air and I left it going and I came back, but it was some sort of robot. So was it a robot auction in the evening?
Yeah, that was really weird. It was all totally like automated, and there wasn't a real guy, but there was a voice in the background that was calling out all the, what the bids were and stuff. It was really strange.
So it wasn't
cool.
An automated Skynet auctioneer as much as like a voice that would just read what was happening as far as the auto incremental bids electronically, like an eBay with some voice saying what happened on eBay, not like an auctioneer actually taking bids and accepting them and recognizing high bids and stuff.
Yeah, it was totally just a recap. Everything was automated. It was all internet and HA live and stuff like that. So that was pretty cool.
So it was something like 450 guns in the first part of the thing that we watched. Well, it's 450 something auctions, 480 auctions, and not all of them were guns. I'd say a good half or more were guns. And then a bunch of weird armor and flags and drums and all kinds of other things too, ammo. But all collectible and old. Like it was a Civil War auction, right? And then there was some modern stuff, and you were bidding on a rifle. You had to go out for a while, and that rifle had gone just a little ahead of what you were thinking. How far did it end up actually going for?
No, it ended up only going about $250 more than I was willing to spend, not including the exorbitant, bidders premium. Oh my God!
Hold on,
and they do charge tax, by the way,
on top of the bidders premium,
and then shipping on top of that.
Oh, so that was a whole ridiculous part of it, which was ridiculous. There's no excuse for any of that. So You're saying though that the gun sold for a price that was only $200 more than you would have gone in your range, but you're saying that was before the buyer's premium, not including the buyer's premium.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. So you would have had to add the buyer's premium, the tax, and the shipping to all of that. So it was sad, but I actually bid on two different guns. I actually bid on a set of guns, a set of pistols, but I didn't get that. And then I bid, of course, on the Johnson, the 1941 Johnson, because I got the Jonesy for the Johnson, and I didn't get that either. But then when I came home from having dinner with my mom at the home, I saw that they had another target rifle. It was an 8mm target rifle from a German company, and it was fairly reasonably priced, and I ended up buying it. So that was kind of cool. I'm trying to see if I can get the what do you call it? The where I can get a picture of it up here, but I don't think so.
Screen
We'll
share?
see. Yeah, but well, first I gotta find the thing that had the I gotta find the email that had the gun in it. Well, actually, I suppose I could sign right on to the website. Hold on a minute. So www.ha.com.
You went out to eat or whatever, and then you came back, and then the auction was going. So
yeah, then the automated one was going. The weird auction.
A couple hours. You were gone for a majority of the day. How long were you gone? Like hours?
I was gone like an hour and a half.
Oh, that's it. So you left.
Yeah.
Was pretty much close to the end of the first one. When you got back an hour or something later, they were already into the next one, you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, so there was not a lot of lag between the end of the first one and the beginning of the second one.
No, not at all.
Okay, and then when you got back an hour or something later, how far into the afternoon session were they?
Oh, they were only about maybe 30 pieces in.
Okay, and was it going to be another 400?
It wasn't as many. It was quite a few, but it wasn't as many. Probably another 250 or so. But they had a way where you could search on stuff. So I searched on stuff that was from J.M. Davis.
Yeah.
So that was kind of cool.
So you could eliminate all the garbage that was just people's auctions. And there was stuff from that other museum, though. There was stuff from the Cowboy Museum there, too.
Yeah, they had some nice stuff. And the thing that I bid on, it was not the cheapest one, I have to admit. It was not the cheapest one because they had a cheaper one that was during the day, I bid on the pair of Colt Lightnings. So they had two 1877 Lightnings, and I bid $750, but it ended up going for $1,000. And then I bid on the semi-automatic Johnson, and I bid $2,400, and it ended up going for $2,600. But with the buyer's premium, $3,250. And I know I can get that same gun. Yeah, I know. I could get that same gun at Tulsa. I could probably get that gun for 25 or 27. So I said, you know what? Going to Tulsa in April, hold on to your money and do it. But then they had this other gun that was let me see if I can find it now. Okay, there it is. It was does it have a name? Yeah, it was a Bergsmuller single shot target rifle, and it all engraved, which is really nice. You won't be able to see the engraving. Hold on a minute. I'll share the picture with you. Share, screen share, just share everything because who cares anyway, right? Share that. All right, so I'm screen sharing. So here's the engraved Bergsmuller. So here's the gun that I ended up buying, and you can see what I paid for it. I paid $512.50, not including now that is with the buyer's premium. So I actually paid like $410. So that wasn't bad. But the reason I got it was because it has a set trigger, which you could probably see in the picture. And it has a cool little brass tag from whatever, but it's an 8mm target rifle, and it has set triggers, and so I could justify it to myself because it had an action style, the double set triggers. I don't own a firearm that has double set triggers, so yeah. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, and it's got a really nice engraved. The receiver itself has engraving. You may be able to see it now. I'm not sure. Maybe I can plus it up. Yeah. So it's got pretty engraving on it, and also the lever has engraving on it. It's a single shot, and I expect when you yank the receiver, it looks like it probably rocks open on this pivot point right here. So I said, it's a set trigger. I don't own one of those. It's a J.M. Davis. It has the brass museum tag on it, and for $400, what the hell?
That's super cool. Yeah, that's very, very.
Yep.
Cool.
and it's got a octagonal barrel, and it's something I might actually even be able to shoot. It didn't have any, you know, a lot of the guns they said, oh, you know, the action needs work or this, that, or the other thing. But this one actually seemed like it was in pretty good shape. So that's the one I ended up getting. Now they had a set of Spanish converted pistols that were converted from flintlocks to percussion, but one of them, the stock was all split to shit. It was really in bad shape. So I'm glad I got this one instead. This one I might actually be able to do something with.
Do you think you get the option of like going there and picking it up or anything cool?
I'm sorry, I don't understand.
Well, I don't know. Like, could they hold on to it till next time you visit and then just get it from the museum? That'd be kind of.
Oh no, they'll mail it out. You got to pay for that too. But hey, that's life. I'm not worried about that. So it'll probably be about $600 by the time I get all done. So it won't be horribly bad.
Pink is saying congratulations out there. So for a while there, a bunch of us were watching the early part of the auction there, and well, there was some interesting guns for sure. Was there any other stuff in that you were eyeballing, or did you have any other bids in at all?
No, just those three. I looked at, you know, you had mentioned about the revolvers being like one of the first ones of their type. So I did make a bid on those. And it was interesting because there were several pieces that didn't sell. I mean, we're not talking very many. I mean, out of hundreds of guns, there were probably a dozen or so that didn't sell. And they did have a thing where you could do a buy it now right for the original opening price. So crazy. That was pretty cool.
They didn't even get a bid on some of them. Some of them were free price, but others were like $500. They didn't get any bids, and then they just let it go, or they moved up. Yeah.
But what they did with those is they put them in a special. You can bid on these if you offer us the bid price. Maybe you'll get them, and that was pretty cool.
You didn't put a bid on any of those though.
No, I didn't bid on any other stuff because it's really sad because so I bought one of these. It was my birthday yesterday, so I bought that. I said, what the hell? It's my birthday present. And then I went to my local gun store, and what do they have? They have a Walther P38, and that's like, oh, I would really like that for my collection, but I just spent the money on the other gun. So, and I could probably get they want like $575 for that. And I could probably get one a little cheaper at Tulsa. I could probably get one for closer to, like $470 or $500 at Tulsa. So, I'm really looking forward to Tulsa because now I know the two guns I'm going to be looking for at Tulsa. That'll be fun. Thank you, Seven Wonders. I appreciate it. But yeah, now I have a J.M. Davis gun, and that's really cool. Like Ghost was saying, it's just the whole deal of having a gun from J.M. Davis. It's just really, really kind of neat.
And you got it on your birthday. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah, such a deal. And I got tritium sights for my my beside the bed gun. So now maybe I'll do a quick what do you call it, a video on putting the tritium sights on. I have an FMP 9. I hate to say it, I really like guns with hammers. So that gun has a hammer with a decocker, and that's my next to the bed gun. So that was pretty cool. Will they hold it if you put a deposit on it? I'm not sure, Pink. It's a cash auction. You got to be ready. You had to be willing to pay like within the next couple days as part of that. But that's why God invented credit cards. You just take care of that stuff. Actually, I use PayPal, I think, and my PayPal is linked to my credit card. And the only reason I do that is because I get like 1 or 2% back on my credit card all the time. So that's a good deal. Oh, the Walther, yeah. No, when I was walking out, I went down there and I bought some. I bought the 22 Magnum for the two little Derringers that I got when I was at Tulsa, And I mentioned to the guy, you know, because the guy that runs the shop's a friend of mine, and I mentioned to the guy, I said, "Oh, you know that Walther, it's a little too pricey for me." Kind of, you know, nudge, nudge, wink, wink. And he didn't say, "Well, let me take 10% off, or let me take, you know, 15% off." So I figure it's a consignment gun, so I figure the guy doesn't have a lot of wiggle room on a consignment gun. You know, $575 is really not a bad price. Oh, and it had a holster too. So it was a Walther P38 period piece with a holster. So, you know, the holster's probably worth 50 or 60 bucks all by itself. So we'll see. You know, I think it'll be there for the next few days. You know, if I really get excited about it, then I absolutely, you know, I'll sleep on it. You know, that's one of those sleep on it guns. You know, I'll sleep on it.
Think about consignments. If you're not, it's not something that you have to have. But you're just curious. Then if it just sits there for a while at a price that's a little high, you know, the prices get flexible after time, right?
That's exactly right. In a lot of cases, I'll go to a gun store, and I'll go, you know, every month or two. And if I see that same gun lying there month after month after month, you know, I'll tell the guy, I said, "Hey, man, I've been looking at that gun. It's been sitting here for a couple of months. You ready to come down or what?" And a lot of times they are. So pretty cool. And general relativity, yeah, you're right. I am kind of excited about it because it would go well with my German gun collection. You know, so I have a toggle action, but it's not a true toggle action. It's an Irma 22, and it would be really cool to have a P38 and a P01 toggle. That would be slick. But you know, I'll get there. You know, and like I said, if it disappears, you know, I'll find 5 of them at Tulsa. You know, it's not a big deal. Whoa, freaking train's coming by. But yeah, it was so it was a cool day today. You know, I had lunch with the daughter. I went out and did some shopping for presents for Christmas, and I swung by the gun store and I saw another cool gun. So, and last night was a lot of fun because I really had a good time. You know, at the auction, not last night, but you know, whenever the hell it was, that Thursday, no, Sunday. So yeah, I guess it was yesterday. Ugh, my brain is gone. But yeah, I really had a good time. The last couple of days been great.
Yeah, if you can't remember what day it is, then that's a good sign, or that's a sign that you had a good birthday, right?
Absolutely, absolutely. And I hung up some art. I got some new art hanging up on my walls from when I went. Not this last cruise, but the cruise before that. I bought some art, and it was and it finally got it all hung up. I didn't have the nails for the hangers. I don't know about you guys, but you know, I have a box where I keep all my shit for hanging pictures, and it's one of those things where you always end up having the clips and the steel nails that go for the clips. You always end up using them for other things. So, damn it, it drove me nuts. So I had this really heavy picture that needed really strong nails, and I actually had to go out to the hardware store today and buy specialty nails just so I can hang it up. But I got it today. Tags for all the cars? Oh. Kind of tags. Pink said he said mine was today, but I'm not exactly sure what he meant by mine. But it was a good day. You know, I turned 63 today, and a couple more years I'll actually be able to get the senior discount on a lot of things. So I don't think that'll work at the gun store, but oh well. I mean, I ended up buying some stuff, and you know, good deal.
Pink saying today is his birthday, and he was out buying license plates for all his cars today. So that was his birthday.
Yeah, cool. Well, it was your birthday. Well, so Pink and I share a birthday. All right, good deal. And if we don't, then you share one with my brother-in-law. Mine is the 10th, and my brother-in-law is the 11th. So it's really kind of cool, you know, that we both have birthdays right next to each other. Yep, another trip around the sun. You're exactly right. But
Right.
we're all star stuff anyway, when you get right down to it.
So it is Monday, and one of the things we do on Monday is talk about how to work the internet and behind the scenes and stuff like that. I was over on Patreon, and somebody over there is called Liberty Doll. She does political, not podcast, video blogs or whatever. Anyway, she had said something about this Ko-fi or coffee, and check it out. It's an alternative to Patreon. It doesn't have a subscription base to it. It's more of a tip type of thing. And it was interesting because it lets you put in goals like a specific thing, like a camera. I put in here a camera. People put in like laptops or something. So then it lets people throw a specific dollar at a project like that, which seemed interesting. And then it's just basically based off a cup of coffee, I guess. So they suggest throwing $3. And I guess it's the same thing as using like a PayPal, but for people that don't like PayPal and don't like Patreon. Anyway, I don't know if it's good or not, but it's another alternative for a funding thing if you're doing something that could use crowdfunding. So I don't know if people have used it yet. I suspect it's pretty new, and I'm looking for feedback on that if anybody's checked it out. I'll throw the link out there so you can see what it looks like. And I haven't heard anybody else talk about it before, so I'm not sure if anybody's heard of it. Then I have another project that we've been started working on last year, the 2A Summit, and I've been trying to get the word out about that to more activists this year. And it looks like, while they think it's a good idea, everybody's saying it's too close to SHOT Show. So that's my other thing I wanted to put out there, since we are talking about Monday, and it's about trying to put some intent to our content creation, some deliberate direction to our efforts. And I think that when this, the concept would be that when the industry is going to get together, something like SHOT Show, something like NRA Show, the other large events that happen at the national level, there's quite a few media people that show up, both traditional or established media, and then people that would be considered new media. And it's an opportunity that we could be using to, accomplish some of the things that are accomplished best when you're in the same physical location. And I think there's a bigger motive if we do put some effort towards working together and using our different talents to pull on the rope, in the same direction. Once we've established how to do that, or that we can do that, the national level gun owners' rights groups will understand that we have more use for them, and they can start to incorporate our abilities into their strategies. And I think that we could see some positive momentum be created that way. So that's the goal of this thing. And if it's too lofty, I guess that's possible. But if anybody's interested in efforting towards this, I can only do so much on my own, and my resources are completely dependent on Patreon and people who use the Gear website store. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of free time to do other things. So I wish I had more time to put to this one and more resources. But if anybody else would like to offer their input or their time or their efforts, then you can see this project move forward. But it is the kind of time of the year, if we wait too early, then nobody's interested yet. And if we wait too close to the event, then everybody says it's too imminent. So it's touchy, it's difficult, but I guess it'll never happen if anyone, no one ever puts any effort into it. So if anyone's interested, there's 20-something people watching right now. Of those people that are watching right now, 11 of you have used the thing to put a thumb up in here, so that I actually know you're there. A couple of you are actually chatting over here, but not everyone. So, just shouting out to the clouds at this point, but we'll continue to do so. Let's see, tomorrow's Tuesday, so that means we have our 2A workshop. I'll be going live in the afternoon, 3 p.m. Eastern. Anybody who's interested in working on 2A content and would like us to collaborate with others, or to ask some questions or offer advice, you're using a new piece of software or a new platform or something, or you've got skills or talents and you'd like to offer them to the group, I'm trying to create a time twice a week on Tuesdays and on Saturdays when people can come together and do that. And there'll be some shows. Usually Knives runs a live show during the day. Ghost does his show on Tuesdays, and Big Gunner 81 has a show on Tuesdays. Night Strike does his show, and then we'll be back tomorrow. Cycle, thanks for jumping in. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to Pink out there. And really do appreciate the people that support us over on the various ways that we've got out there for keeping the projects working. We'll be back tomorrow, same time.